Algebra 1, Chapter 5. All right, here we go. Right now, go. 17, here we go, for 17. Once you take a look at it, all right? And then tell me what you're missing here for number 17. Right, I add 4 to both sides. Now remember, when I'm dividing by a negative, you have to do what to that inequality sign? Change it. Over here, same thing, add 10, divide by 5. Now, I think it's a good idea to do the number line because that helps you visualize the numbers. Less than 2, greater than 9. All right, negative infinity over here, positive infinity over here. Read numbers from left to right. All right, so we'll go from negative infinity to 2 and from 9 to infinity. Good on that? All right, double check it. What about you, Diesel? What do I need to show you? You have no questions. Come on, look through the worksheet and find something for me. While you're doing that, Ian, what? No, I'm saying on anything, any question on this whole worksheet.
Okay. 33.
All right, let's take a look at 33, please. All right, here we go. Scroll down to 33. All right, good job. Absolute values is distance. So distance is always positive. No matter what number I plug in for x, when I take the absolute value, it's going to be positive. So when is a positive greater than a negative? Always. That's why it's all real numbers. If it was less than, is it possible for an absolute value to be less than a negative? No, it is not possible. Not possible. Thomas Dan, big test tomorrow. How are you doing back there? Come on. Anything I need to help you with? What? Okay, that's okay not to get it. All right, so I want to show you something. You ready? So if I said the absolute value of 0, what's the absolute value of 0? Is 0 greater than negative 4? Is 0 greater than negative 4? Come on. Doesn't matter. Just think about the numbers. Again, remember, I'm trying to show you not to memorize things, but understand what we're talking about. If you understand what we're talking about, the problems are easy. Now, if I say take the absolute value of, let's say, negative 3, what's the absolute value of negative 3? Is that greater than negative 4? Yes. What about the absolute value of 10? What's the absolute value of 10? 10, is that greater than negative 4? So what number can I put in for x that if I take the absolute value of it will not be greater than a negative? So if I plug negative 3 in, what's the absolute value of negative 3? Is that greater than negative 4? Okay, very good. So now, let's do the same process, mental process. 0. What's the absolute value of 0? 0. Is 0 less than negative 9? No, so that doesn't work. What about the absolute value of 6? What's the absolute value of 6? 6. Is 6 less than negative 9? What about the absolute value of negative 10? 10. Is that less than negative 9? So what number, when I take the absolute value, is less than a negative? No number. Right? Negative, if you were doing it on the number line, here is 9, here is negative 9 way over here, and here is 0. Every absolute value answer is going to be over here. You agree with that? No matter what I take the absolute value of, it's going to be 0 or above. You agree with that? So how can my answer be way over here? The answer is what? It can't be. No solution. Do you hear me? Can we say it again? It's okay for you to say yes. That's the main thing what you don't understand. I'll say it again until you finally gets into your head. All right? It's okay. I'm telling you, it's not something easy. Everyone else is just, acting like it's easy for them. I promise you. All right? You have to understand, when I say absolute value, I'm talking about positive numbers. You understand me? Positive numbers. If I'm asked, if these are positive numbers over here, what positive number is going to be less than a negative? Give me a positive number that's less than a negative. 5 is less than negative. That's why it's no solution. Now I think you just made sense to yourself. Now look over here. If I'm looking at this one, now I'm greater than. Why is that all real numbers? Speak up loud. Even if you're not 100% sure, speak up. Good. That's good. So when you're doing absolute value, what I keep doing is this. I keep giving you examples. Every single one of those answers is going to be what? It's going to be positive, except for 0. So if all of these numbers in here are positive, how is it going to be? What's its relationship to greater than? Is it going to be greater than -4 or less than? Every single number is greater than -4 when you take the absolute value. Every single number that you take the absolute value is greater than a negative number. Do you agree with that? Why? Because when you take the absolute value of something, it becomes what? You act like you're asking me a question. It becomes a positive. So you're comparing a positive number to a negative number. What's true about a positive number compared to a negative number? It's always going to be what? Greater. I know what you mean by higher, but we say greater because that's the symbol. Greater. A positive is always greater than a negative, right? And if I said that when is the absolute value greater than -3, when would you tell me? Always. Exactly. If I said, when is the absolute value going to be less than -10? Never. You can't. Because what I'm trying to get you to understand is this right here is always a what? You want to say a positive is less than a negative. Is a positive less than a negative? No, that's why it's no solution. Right? You have to understand that's what we're talking about. All right? Good job. All right? Think it through. Every time. It's much better if you understand. All right? There's too many rules to memorize. All right? Good, Noah. All right, let's take a look at number 2. Now look at the algebra. All right? We distributed a -5, right? In combined terms, I add 5x, subtract 1. You okay with that now? Yeah. Hubble, you got any questions for me? Leighton, understand what? All how many problems? You understand how to do all 34 or 38, whatever's on that worksheet. Thomas Dan, what about you? You have a question for me? I didn't hear you. Keep looking over. What? I'll try 36. Here we go. And then, Jack, I'm coming back to you. Let's go to 36. Lots of algebra on that problem. That was a hard one. Please, everybody, look at that. What's underneath or what's inside the absolute value is greater than 11, and what's inside the absolute value is less than negative 11. And then it's just doing algebra, right? Distributing, combining terms, right? And the annoying part, you have to remember, if you divide by negative, you have to do what to the sign? Change it. Yeah, it is a lot. I'm not kidding you. All right? I'm not kidding. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's 2 or 3 of these problems I just put right on the test. All right? That's the way it usually is. No SATs on this test. It's like 20 questions. Straightforward. Trying to start you out on the right foot. And I'm not going to say think next to the problems. The only hint you get is at the end of the test, I say go back and double check for no solution and all real numbers. Carly, nothing from you today? You good on that now? Yes, ma'am. All right, let's take a look at 29. Everybody scroll down to 29. All right, let's take a look at this one, kiddo. I think I left out the, yeah. No, I just left that out by accident. Now it's in there. You good now? Yeah. Miss Pliego, what about you? Nothing? I've done such a great job, you understand everything. Yeah. I have no idea it was that good. You know all 36 of them. Yes, I know. Anything on,
I have a question on number 12.
Number 12, good. All right, number 12, here we go. Good for you, Jack. Let's see what it says. Aha! Good question for you. All right. Now, I think I inadvertently made that a 33, but it didn't really affect the problem because it still came up with the next solution if you were looking over the notes. But look at it right now. I distributed, right? Then I'm combining terms. Now, what happens to the 10x's? They cancel out, right? So if those cancel out, I'm left with, is that true? That you cannot have that. That's why it's no solution. If it's a false statement, it's no solution. If it's a true statement, it would be all real numbers. Everybody happy with that? What about you? You got it all? What? A little late to the game there, buddy. I'll look at it. All right. Let's just, because we got time, it doesn't look like there's a bunch of questions. Because everybody did all their homework for the first time all week. Look at 36, it was just a lot of work. You see it or not? Ms. Hulsman, you don't have anything for me? You understand it all too? What about you?
I do, but I didn't read those.
I told you that I literally put the same exact, like 2 or 3 of the same exact questions on the test. All right? That's why in a minute we're going to close down. I'm going to say just pull up a new worksheet and do it all over. And if you can go through it flawlessly, you'll make 100 on the test. All right? Go. No, I told you. I have this question on the test. This question is on the test without that word. So if you go fast, you're going to do what? You're going to miss it. All right? But at the end of the test, I say go back and double check. Look for no solution and look for all real numbers. I did say that. One little clue, that's it. All right, and yes, there are some no solution And yes, there is all real numbers on the test. I can't remember 2, 3, or 4 of them. About 20 questions. No one else. You understand? I mean it now, guys. I just think the best thing to do is just to don't somebody erase all their work and did it over after they don't erase anything. Just do what? Copy it if you want and erase, or just put a new one in. All right? But your job is to now practice. Do the same worksheet over. Do the same worksheet over. Those are the ones you missed. Go highlight them so you can do them again. That's the way you should be doing it. Every one you get right, you should check, and then you don't have to do it again. Every one you get wrong, you put an X on, and you do it again until you get it right. What? Well, because you have to understand the number line. Like, for example, 31. If you draw out the number line on 31, you would see less than -6 is this direction, and greater than 10 is this direction. No. Now look right here. Listen to what I'm saying. If you're greater than 10, think of the numbers greater than 10, and think of the numbers less than -6. Yeah, they go in opposite directions. All right, that's how I want you to do it. That's why you don't have to use a number line. Jack, are you good? What are you making tomorrow on the test? Today. What?
So on the test tomorrow, do we have the line?
I think I said draw the number line and do interval notation. And the main reason is because I think the number line is helpful for some kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the interval notation is the most important thing. All right, understanding the way the numbers are. All right, listen, no talking. All right, just study. All right, I mean it, just study. You need extra practice. All right, pull up a new file, put it in Notability, redo the problems. All right, does everybody understand they can add to their file too when they import it? All right, practice. Come on now. Are you working?